everybody. It's Tammy with Gracie and Hank and also Life with Tammy. And I'm also Cindy with Natural Creations' daughter. And I told you guys yesterday when I posted a few pictures that I would give you guys an update on why our family has not been on our social media pages. Like TikTok, YouTube, and our Instagram pages. And unfortunately, that is because on February 9th of this year, my mom and I were doing some shopping in a nearby town, and I got choked really bad on some chicken nuggets. Well, unfortunately, I started throwing up, and I couldn't stop. And I ended up having to have emergency surgery the next morning because my esophagus was completely blocked. And then 3 weeks after that, I finally was able to get my hiatal hernia surgery done. And unfortunately, the next Sunday after the hernia surgery, I ended up back in the hospital and I had to have another surgery the following Wednesday. It has been so that is 3 major surgeries in 6 weeks. And even though I've had 15 surgeries now, the last 3 have been the hardest I have ever tried to recover from. And it has meant that Mom and our family had to put everything on hold because there for quite some time we didn't know if I was going to make it through it or not. Because it turns out my hiatal hernia was so big that 75% of my stomach was inside the hole. And the doctor said if I had waited 1 more month to have the surgery, I would not be here. And with that being said, I immediately told my mom that yes, I wanted to continue to do what we do, but not on a full-time basis. You know, nothing that we had to have done on a schedule. And something that we could put on the side if we have to put our family first again. And she agreed, which I knew she would, even though I know it was a blood wreck to know that I wasn't real sure I wanted to spend 5 days a week in front of the computer anymore. But Hank and Gracie have been by my side as well, and my family as well, including my non-biological brothers and sisters. But now that I'm feeling better, I did tell Mom that I would at least like to try to post on our social media pages at least a couple times a week, if not more, because as you all know, I have cerebral palsy, and I was asked to do a video raising awareness about cerebral palsy. And I still very much want to be one of the advocates for cerebral palsy in the cerebral palsy community because I still feel like that is very important. And even more important now that I have unfortunately been in the hospital 3 times, and every time when a nurse or a doctor first sees me, they always say, well, you can talk. And I would literally look at them and go, well, yeah. And they would literally say, we've never met anybody with cerebral palsy that can talk. And we've never taken care of somebody with cerebral palsy that can talk. So they asked me questions, and as you all know, I don't mind being asked questions. So it made me more aware that not only does the general public need to learn more about cerebral palsy as a whole, but so does the medical community as well. And since my health took a drastic turn, my medical professionals and care team have told my mom that it would be better for my health if we went almost completely organic as much as possible. Which is good because we found out that I can pretty much no longer eat fast food. And if I do, there's very few fast food restaurants that I can eat at. And I can no longer have pop, drink out of a straw, or have cow's milk. So I've been on the hunt for trying to find anything besides cow's milk that I could either drink or eat with cereal. I have tried almond milk, but sometimes it's not real easy for me to digest either. And considering I lost at least 40 to 45 pounds so far, I really need to put my weight back on. But thank goodness, this past Tuesday of this week, I just woke up and I felt like my body had taken a turn for the better. And I've been able to eat not everything I wanted, but I've been able to eat a lot more than I had been able to eat the past few months. In fact, my mom, here the last couple of mornings, has come in my room and looked at my breakfast plate and literally started crying because she was starting to wonder if I was ever going to be able to eat as much as my body needed me to. And, you know, going through all this, it just makes you put everything into perspective and makes you realize not to take any days for granted. And I'm not ashamed to say that at some point during all this, there was times that I told my mom that I wanted to sign a DNR because I did not feel good at all. But I'm so glad I didn't because God gave me a second chance to be a better mom to Hank and Gracie and a better daughter to Mom. And hopefully it will allow me to also have a better relationship with some of my family members. So I encourage you not to take anything for granted, but I also encourage you to live your life to the fullest. And even though, yes, we are back to work, we are doing things that we love and that are right for our family right now. And we are doing things that we are hoping will help neither one of our family members ever have to go back into the hospital again. So that's a good start too. I'm sure you were all wondering where we were at, but I told Mom pretty much when I got home from the first surgery, I told her, I said, I need to give everybody an update. Well, then I didn't feel good, so. But I told her a couple weeks ago, I said, I need to give everybody an update. And I said, but I need to look like I've got some color in my cheeks. And she literally looked at me and said, have you looked at yourself in the mirror? You do not look that bad for what all you've been through. which I said thank you. But as you all know, if you need anyone to talk to, because if you're going through something like this, or a trial or turbulent time in your life, and you just need somebody to talk to, my emails are always in the description if you just need somebody to listen. And I always check my email to make sure that no one is going through anything bad. Thanks, guys. We hope to be posting regularly from now on, but as you all know, sometimes life happens, so you just kind of have to go with the flow and take it day by day. Or like we were doing on most of the days since the middle of the first part of February. We've been taking it 1 hour at a time. But we appreciate you wanting to continue to follow along with us on our journey. And we will hope to see you in our next video soon. And if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. Hit the subscribe button, and we will talk to you soon. God bless everyone. Bye-bye.